What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another player prop live stream here on the channel. As always, I hope this finds you doing well and in good spirits. Happy Tuesday to you all. Appreciate all two of you being here right now. We'll get into some player props in a second. We'll build out some slips. We'll go over value across the boards, all over the place, and then we'll get out of here. So if you're new to the stream, new to the channel, thank you for being here. We have a little routine we go through. So if you want picks right now, come back in like 3 minutes. And we'll get on with it. Per usual, we start things off #blessed, just because once you wake up, you're already ahead of the game. You're ahead of the 10% of the U.S. population that dies in their sleep. That is for sure. So you're one up on them. #blessed. Not too many things better than waking up, unless you decide to wake up and play on better. First time deposit match, use that QR code. Up to 250. That means if you put 250 in, better will match it with their promo funds, their better bucks. And then you get $500 basically to play with. Burn through your better bucks first. Try to convert those over to your cash, like real cash. Build your bankroll up like that. And then once it's in your account, you can start withdrawing. Can't just withdraw it as soon as you get it because it's not real currency. So scan that QR code, sign up on Better if you haven't done so. Match that deposit up to 250. We're using a couple resources today to help us locate value and build out slips. One of them being props. One of them being Odds Jam, 30% off your first month. Use that promo code on the screen. And then the other one being props.cash. Thanks 25 is a promo code, 25% off your first month over on props.cash. And that's it. We're ready to get it going. Appreciate y'all being here early Tuesday morning before 9 a.m. So that's really early for a lot of people. Not me. I've been up. I got 2 alarms. I got my phone. I got my dog. If I don't hear my phone go off, then my dog will definitely get my ass up before 6 a.m. She let me sleep in today, though. I got up at 5:45, so she was very kind to me this morning. Let's head over to the Odds Jam Fantasy Optimizer here. We'll pull up the PrizePicks board. PrizePicks has been so booty lately. I'm hoping for a bit of a better result today. What's up, JR? Let's get it going. Let's cook. Let's cook. Taco Tuesday today, so keep those plays in mind. Depending on what we get, we might have a nice middling opportunity, meaning take the over on the taco, take the under on the OG line, and try to land somewhere in the middle. We'll talk a little bit more about that later today. But what you're looking at here is the Odds Jam Fantasy Optimizer. So we can look at any pick'em site that you see right here at the top of the screen. We have it on PrizePicks, and we're just going to scroll through. Many of these esports plays are for tomorrow morning. If you want to lock those in, you can. This one is for today. You got Analelelele going under first 2 map kills. You got 2 data points that are giving you lower lines, so the value is clearly on PrizePicks. You would play the under on that one. I like that one. And we'll just keep scrolling. We'll just keep scrolling. That's Jose Barrios under pitcher fantasy score. All these single points are for tomorrow, so if you want to lock those in early, you can. We're just going to keep scrolling until just to show you all the value that we do have access to. Pivetta under strikeouts, man. Tanner Houck put it on the Astros yesterday. 8 strikeouts, man. For a team that doesn't strike out a lot, they struck out a lot. They struck out a lot yesterday. Books have Pivetta going under 6, though. Let's just see what else is up on the board. De La Cruz going under fantasy score. He didn't do shit yesterday. The Reds did great things yesterday. He did not do anything. So Spencer Steer, TJ Friedl, Those are the two big players yesterday. Nothing from India, nothing from De La Cruz. This Matt Olson fantasy score is intriguing to me. I've never seen a hitter fantasy score this low for an all-star like Matt Olson. He's not having an all-star year really this season, but you know, typically he's an all-star. He's a good player, good to very good player, right? Not great, very good player. Don't really see hitter fantasy scores this low. Good history against Aaron Nola, or not Aaron Nola. Is it damn it, name escapes me. Who's pitching for the Phillies today? Zach Wheeler. Good history against Wheeler. He has a couple of home runs, or at least one home run, or maybe none. Maybe I just looked at the wrong dude. Anyway, this is super low. I'm intrigued by it, but let's keep scrolling through. There's Zach Wheeler under fantasy score. There you go. I'm gonna add this one to the PrizePicks board. Here's what I got so far on the PrizePicks board, just doing a little early research. I got Ronaldo Lopez under strikeouts today. I have Ryan McMahon under total bases, and I got Cortavius Romeus. Man, what a name. Yeah, I got Cortavius Romeus over 20.5 significant strikes. We're going to add this and Lele under 30.5 maps, 1-2 kills, and that gives us a quick 4. And we only need to add 2 more at this point. All right. We'll come back to PrizePicks in a second here. Zach Wheeler, what's up, DF the God? Yeah, I'm like, who the hell is pitching for the Phillies? Yeah, nobody did anything, right, JR? Witt didn't do anything. Witt didn't do shit. Duran went yard. First pitch of the game, he goes yard. But you saw Corey Seager, 2 home runs yesterday. Corey Seager, 2 home runs yesterday. All right. Let's check out Underdog. Let's just look at the value across a few different pick'em sites, and then we'll head back to PrizePicks, and then we'll see if we can finish out that slip, and then I'll share the link in the chat. You can tell it if you want. A lot of WNBA value on the boards earlier this morning. We'll see if it's still up on the board on PrizePicks. Zach Wheeler under pitcher fantasy score at the top there. We have a tennis line here. Total games under for Julieta Pareja. Kalia Copper under 23.5. She's starting to scare me now. I feel like every time I take the under on her, she's like 40 points, 10 rebounds and shit. Louise Hill going over fantasy score versus the Guardians. Mason Wynn, Jordan Love. Oh, speaking of football, I posted 2 season-long slips in the Discord yesterday. Just one. One on Dabble, 12 pick, all in, 1000x. I put $10 on it. Basically what I did is I looked at Dabble, I looked at PrizePicks, and I looked at Underdog. Dabble has the lowest lines for futures this season. I mean, some of these passing yards props they're off by like 200, 300 yards for some of these quarterbacks. So you take the under on like Underdog, you take the over on Dabble, they kind of land in the middle somewhere. That's about as deep of research as I did yesterday. I didn't pull up charts and shit from 3 seasons ago and none of that stuff, man. You play the lines. You play the lines and you play them against each other. That's what I did. So I shared that slip in the Discord. I also shared 2 other slips last week, NFL futures. So you definitely don't need me to give you NFL future plays, but I think a really quick strategy is just to compare different pick'em sites and play the highest, play the lowest, depending on if you want to go under or over. Kind of like what we do here, you know, when we see a play that's on PrizePicks and it's the highest line, we can find it lower somewhere else. You know, that's what we do here. We just play the lines against each other and you follow the data. Brittany Sykes over 20.5 PRA. This is on underdog. This is one that is not considered a plus EV play, but you do have quite a few lines out there already across the books. So that is one of the lowest lines you see. And I have a damn eyelash obstructing my view. Yeah, there is some WNBA lines out here right now. I wouldn't call them value just because you're not seeing a huge % chance to hit. But if you want to take that route and just put them in a slip, I mean, you got quite a few to choose from. Let's check out what BETR has going on. Martin Perez over 5.5 hits allowed. Simeon over a single. Yainer Diaz under bases. George Springer over a single. George Springer went off yesterday. Well, he didn't go off. He did go over his fantasy score though, right? He had a 7 hitter fantasy score line on PrizePicks, and he finished with exactly 7. So he pushed. Maybe I didn't talk enough shit about him yesterday. Wyatt Langford under single. Corbin Carroll over single. Perdermo under walk. Oh, Corbin Carroll and these are walks. So over walk, under walk. All right. Way more MLB plays on BETR. If you like playing MLB, BETR is your spot. Last pick'em site we'll take a look at before we head back to PrizePicks will be Dabble. You want to take a look at some plays on Dabble. You do have enough to build out a 3-pick if you wanted to just go under Ohtani, under Pivetta, and then over Robbie Ray. That's a 3-pick right there. You can add in Rodriguez under runs, and you can add in Heel over runs. That's a 5-pick right there. Fetty over strikeouts, it gives you 6. And then everything else after that is a little questionable just because it's not considered plus EV. But to each their own. We've played plays in the red before. You know, we played these plays in slips and they've worked out for us. Sometimes they don't. Natasha Howard under 27 PRA. You only are getting 1 data point on this one, whereas Ariel Atkins under 3.5 assists. You got 3 data points there. You got Bree over her 3.5 assists. You got Renee over 3. I thought it was 3.5 rebounds, 5.5 rebounds. You have Luis Heel under strikeouts, Montas over hits allowed, and da. Yeah, I mean, look, you can play these plays, right? 53%. You need 54 points, like 54.9% for it to be considered plus EV, you know? So if you feel like that 1% is not that big a deal, then you got quite a few options to work with. What's going on, T? What's going on, John Brown? Do you do an underdog? No, not yet. We're just going through the value. I got 4 plays pulled up on PrizePicks that I like. I'm looking for a couple more, and then we'll get into underdog, man. So you're right in time. You're right on time. You haven't missed out anything. Appreciate y'all being here. I got him up there already, T. I got Ronaldo Lopez up there already. So here's what I got so far on PrizePicks. If you're just joining the stream, I got Lopez under, McMahon over. I got Cortavius Romeus Maximus over 20.5 significant strikes. And then I put in this Anlelele under 30.5 first 2 map kills. That gives us a solid core 4. We need 2 more to knock on the door. There's a lot of rhyming there. Unintentional rhyming. Let's see if we can. There's Anlelele. We got the kills in there. We don't need the headshots. De La Cruz. So I don't know if y'all noticed this, but before we went and looked at other pick'em sites, De La Cruz was projected to go under 7 fantasy score, and now he's projected to go over. So these lines. Oh shit! Sorry guys. These lines change so quickly. So about 5 minutes ago, De La Cruz had an under tag on this line, and now it's over. So I don't know what happened between 10 minutes ago and now, but De La Cruz is now projected for 8 fantasy score. I have no idea what happened in such a short period of time. It's almost like a little questionable, right? You got Invisible over 15.5. Gomber under strikeouts. Heavy God. That's a cool name. DSSJ over first 2 map headshots at 11. Jewel Lloyd over 8 rebounds and assists. That one looks kind of fun. Let's head over to props.cash. Props.cash making an appearance on the stream. We're going to look up Jewel Lloyd's rebounds and assists and see if that line is legit. All right. So most books have this at 8.5. We're getting it at 8 on PrizePicks, which is a flat number, but it is still lower than the other books. So we'll drop this down to 8. And over her last 10 games, she's only gone over this in 2 games. She's hit the 8 mark or more in 3. In her last 5, she's just, 1 of 4. You can cancel that one out or say she's 2 of 5. But yeah, her rebounds and assists have not been going over 8 all that often. In terms of her projection today, she's projected for 4.83 assists and 3.94 rebounds. When you add that up, that's like, is that like a little over 9? 8.77. Okay, my bad. My math is off today. So it's 8.77 on the projection. Obviously, you can't get 8.77 rebounds and assists. So you would round that up to 9. In the event she only gets you 8, it pushes, so it's not a total loss, but there's a reason that one dropped. It dropped because people are probably hammering the under on that shit. Depends on how you look at it. If you're glass half empty, glass half full. And we have plenty of WNBA plays down here. You got Carrington over 4.5 rebounds. Take a look at that one. All right, this is stupid. All right, gone over this in 4 out of 5 games. Last 10, she's 60% to the over. Head-to-head matchups with the Aces versus the Sparks. She's 3 of 5. She's averaging 5.2 in those games. She's averaging 5.2 and 5.7 in her last 5 and 10 games. Today, she's projected for exactly 5. What do y'all think? I think that's better. I think that one, God damn it. Look at that fucking jump. Cortavius Romeus was at 20.5 significant strikes. This shit got bumped up to 25.5. Not 21, 25.5. It's still lower than Underdog. Underdog had it at 26.5. I did not see that coming. It wasn't even grading out as a plus EV play. That's insane. Holy shit. That was a huge jump. I don't think I've ever seen a bump like that before. Jesus. Okay. Okay, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is like, you want to talk some shit about us? We're just going to bump lines. All right, we got 5 in there. Brittany Sykes under 8.5 rebounds and assist. Alyssa Thomas over 8.5 rebounds. We already have Carrington going over her rebounds. I don't know if that's negative correlation. You know, we want Carrington to go over for sure. But you know, every rebound that Alyssa Thomas grabs is one that Carrington doesn't grab. So probably not gonna double down on the Sun. Let's look at this Colt Keith strikeout prop, and let's see if we can put this in a slip if we like what we see, and that'll give us 6 picks today. And then we'll move on to Underdog. Man, I cannot believe that Cortavius Maximus bumped up by 5. Holy shit. Does he have fast hands or something? Like, I mean, what the hell? Why was it so low to begin with? Colt Keith has struck out in 60% of his last 5 and 50% of his last 10. He has no history against Javier Assad, but against right-handed pitching, Colt Keith has just a 16% strikeout rate. I mean, this game is on the road. I don't know about that one, guys. What's up, Travis? Who are you talking about? Take less, T. Cortavius, because it bumped up. Oh, Ellie. I'm gonna go under on Ellie. If this son of a bitch steals a base today, oh, I got you. Yeah, I don't like when those lines. I don't like the bumps are bumps, right? The bumps happen, you know, it's part of the game. But I don't like when a line is an under and then it gets moved to an over or vice versa. It's like, the fuck? What happened, man? What happened? What causes movement like that? Yeah, I can't believe it moved like that. Jewel Lloyd over 8 rebounds and assists. She needs 9, man. What do y'all think about Jewel Lloyd for our 6th pick? Y'all like Jewel Lloyd going over her 8 rebounds and assists? Is that something we want to stay away from? We got 3 books. You got 3 books that you got 3 books that have it set to 8.5. So PrizePicks is giving it to you at the lowest line. Is that something we want to do? Judge under fantasy score. Who's on the mound for the Guardians? Matthew Boyd? Damn, he's still around? Right? Okay. I like that Carrington play a lot. Let's just look at this Renee Howard over 5.5 rebounds. And if it doesn't look good, I'm just going to put this in as a 5 pick. And then we'll get on the underdog. Underdog has had a lot of good plays lately, at least this week. The value on underdog has been pretty strong. 2 books. 1 book likes the over clearly. PrizePicks, remember, PrizePicks will never give you a swayed line. It's always even. -137 is what you'll always see on PrizePicks. Their whole job is to keep it even. They can't have it go either way. Last 2 games, she's crushed this shit versus Phoenix. Last 5 games, she's gone over in 2 out of 5. These lines look like shit, man. I gotta be honest with you. I just don't like what I'm seeing, man. Like, these lines look like ass. I'm not playing that shit. Mayberry's offensive rebounds. Over 0.5. Who does she play for? Connecticut? Does she? All right, she's gotten us an offensive rebound in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of her last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, what are we looking at here? Let's just do last 10. 3 out of her last 10. This game is at home. Man, she's rebounding her ass off at home. At home, man, she's averaging almost 1 offensive rebound per game. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A total of 7 boards in her last 10. That shit got bumped down. Guys, we're getting ripped up over here. Now this Anna Lee has been bumped down to 30.5. I'm still going to play it just because the other books had it at 28, I think. So the worst case scenario is they push, which would suck, but here's what we got. Lopez under, McMahon over. I'm still going to roll with Cortavius Romeus over 25.5. Carrington over, Mabry over a board, an offensive board, and our esport play at 30. PrizePicks bumps plays real quick. So with the with the lag and the Wi-Fi, and then you pull up something. By the time you're just researching it, I mean, that's all the time it takes to move a play up. So hopefully we got enough value here. You can always just pick what you want and leave the rest behind. That's what I always say. That's the slip that you're looking at on the screen. That's what we're rolling with for slip number 1. We're going to move over into underdog and start looking at some value over there. Let's go. All right. Zach Wheeler. Let's keep scrolling. Most of these plays, I think all these players are for today, these esports players. So not going to find a lot of support on these. I don't know why some have 3 or 4 books that play them and others don't. I don't know the logic or the strategy behind that, but esports plays are still one of those things that a lot of books really don't know how to, they don't really know how to line it up. So they just stay away from. And because there's so many games being played throughout the day, it's probably really overwhelming. So I think a lot of it is some of these books just don't want to fuck up and lose money. So they rather just not set a line for it. Kalia Copper, under her 23.5 points. You got Stephanie Dolson under 15.5 points and rebounds. Though this one is not grading out a plus EV, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books playing this. Lowest line you'll find is on HOTSTREAK, 14.5. There's Jewel Lloyd under 26 points and rebounds. I said let's try to build out a 3-pick. I don't know if we have enough value for a 6-pick. Let's see if we can just find, I mean, we can definitely find 3 plays that we like. That's for sure. We might just build an all WNBA 3-pick. There seems to be a lot more data points on those, like Brittany Sykes over 20.5 PRA. Let's just start with that one since we're right here. Bridget Carlson under 9.5 points. Only one data point. All right, let's go Brittany Sykes. I'm going to pull up the Mystics and Seattle Lynx. No, that's Minnesota Lynx. The hell Seattle again? Seattle Storm. I was going to say Seattle Rain as a pun, but actually I think it is Seattle Storm. All right, so Brittany Sykes. Well, I bet she's tired of being called Wanda Sykes. Man, PRA on point. Last 10 games, 80% hit rate. Last 5 games, probably, let's look at those. Because you have post-Olympics, which was what, here? Why is that 2023? Wait, what am I looking at here? Hold on. So she's only played in 2 games this season. So looking at the last 10 games doesn't even make any sense. We don't care what she did last season. Last 5 games. So she got hurt in the first game. So she fucking played first game of the year, puts up 31 PRA, and then doesn't play again until this past week or this week. Really? So we don't really have a sample size on this one. So, I mean, if you want to look at her previous year and see what she's doing, I guess, but you know, that doesn't really help us today. Her PRA is projected for 21.61. So that's basically 22. In terms of supports, you're getting slight support. ESPN, Bovada. Well, we're getting it at 20.5, right? Yeah. So boom, boom. All right. Doesn't really make a difference with her game logs, but if you have her line set to 21.5 and she's projected for 21.6, that's a full PRA over. So that looks a lot better. And then in terms of these lines that are going under at 20.5, that will definitely shift the lines in favor of the over. Just one game to look at, really. I mean, in that game, how many minutes did she play? She played 23 minutes in that game. All right, I'll just put it on the board. I don't want to lose it. Ah, gotcha. Got it. What's up, Billy Green? Yeah, they have a mobile app. You can use the mobile app. So that's what I do on the stream. I'll pull up what we're looking at here, and then on my phone, I'll pull up another pick'em site just to like look at the value on a different pick'em site. So if I see something, you know, I can put it on the board, or I can talk about it next. Yeah, they have a good mobile app. It's pretty strong. No bugs. Pretty smooth. All right. Since we don't think Jewel Lloyd is going over rebounds and assists, his points and rebounds is in consideration. Stephanie Dolson under 15.5 points and rebounds. That's another Mystic. I feel like now we're just picking on the Mystic. Actually, we can't play these two in the same slip because Underdog will definitely nerf our payout. Let me just double check that. Stephanie Dolson under. We can add one more. I'm just going to add another one just to see. No, we can do it. We can't have all three picks be from Washington, but we can go Stephanie Dolson under. We can go Sykes over. I think if they were both over or both under, that would be an issue. But because we're going one of each, it looks like Underdog will allow it. Points and rebounds for Stephanie Dolson. Dude, she's been crushing this shit. But we only give a damn about this game right here, really. Yeah, she was 3 for 4 in her last 4 before the break. Comes back from the break. 25 PRA against Minnesota. Seattle's defense looks like it's a bit stronger than Minnesota. She's projected for 15.95, but FanDuel likes the under. Bovada likes the under. You're getting 2 books that like the under on this one. She is 0 for 2 against this team, though. 1 game this season. So at the very beginning of the season, she put up 11 points and rebounds. She played 30 minutes. She played almost the whole game. So it's not like she got 0 playing time. So she played 30 minutes in that game. In her last 5 home games, she's averaging 30 minutes. So she's playing the same amount of minutes. She just didn't get it done in 2 games versus this team. I don't mind that one. What else we got? All right, so we got 2 plays in there. Appreciate y'all being here again on this wonderful Tuesday morning. I didn't mean to refresh the page, but, you know, doesn't hurt anything. And we're looking at PrizePicks. We need Underdog. All right. Also on the betting tab, sometimes there are some underdog plays. Sophie Chang under 12.5. I know T likes to play tennis props. Sophie Chang over 12.5. Excuse me. Sophie Chang under 12.5 player games won. Got this Louise Heel over 16.5 outs. We think Louise Heel goes. Look at all those data points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 16.5. He doesn't even need to go. He doesn't even need to go 6 innings. He needs to go 5 2/3 innings. That's 17 pitching outs. We think Louise Heel goes 17 pitching outs today. There's only one way to find out, and we're going to find out over on props.cash. I wish I got paid every time I said props.cash. Every other word would be props.cash. Props.cash, props.cash. All right. Luis props.cash, New York props.cash versus the Cleveland props.cash. I'm telling you, man, that'll be fun. Y'all would hate it. 16.5 pitching outs. This is what we're looking at. All right. He's favored to go over this, heavily juiced to the over -146. At 16.5, you got Caesars, FanDuel, and Pinnacle likes the over. All three books like it convincingly. Projected to get us, well, there is no projection for his pitching outs. However, he does have heavy juice, right? So this game is being played in New York. Let's take a look at what he's done at home. He's gone over this in 60% of his last 10, but just 20% of his last 5. We compare that to his road games, 20% and just 40%. So looks like the last 5 games have really been, they've been tough for him. Has he been getting roughed up in those games? Man, in those 5 games on the road, he was giving up 3 earned runs. Last 5 home games, he's given up 3 earned runs. So last 3 games at home, he allowed 1 or fewer runs. And in those games, he went over once and then got pulled at 15. 15, I don't know, man. That's like his magic number. What would need to happen for him to go what would need to happen for him to go past that 15 out mark? This game against Boston, he had 20 pitching outs, which he almost went a full 7 innings. He allowed just 1 earned run. He had 9 strikeouts. Man. I'm looking at this Sophie Chang under 12.5 player games won. Best line is on underdog by far at -116. So you're going to get the best value on underdog here. Yeah, this is a strong play. This Sophie Chang. I don't know anything about tennis. And you don't have to know anything about tennis to play a tennis prop. All right, this is what we're going to do. All right. We're going Brittany Sykes over PRA. We're going Dawson under PR. And we're going to go Sophie Chang under 12.5 player games won. That gives us a 3-pick on underdog. And I'm going to copy this to my notes. And then I'm going to open up my notes. And then I'm going to copy and paste the link into the chat and we'll move on. Right. Yeah, do the week trial for sure. Use my promo code too. Use my promo code if you decide to do the full month. You get 30% off your first month. All right, underdog in the house, prize pick in the house. Let's move on. Let's check out Dabble. Let's try Dabble. Let's see what's going on over here. I wonder if Otani is still up there. Otani did go under bases yesterday. Otani started off with a single, and that's all he did. I don't know what he ended up fantasy score-wise, but he only ended up with one total base. So that one went under yesterday, and now he's projected to get no more than 2. You got Eric Fetty Wap over 4.5 Ks. You have Corey Bradford under 5 hits. Max Muncy. Cole Raggins over 6.5 strikeouts. Ober. Wheeler. Cabrera. We got Natasha Howard. Louise Heel under 5.5 strikeouts. Atkins under her assist. Renee Howard over rebounds. Pavetta under 5.5 hits allowed. Wow. Ozuna under runs. Carrington right there. We got her. We got her rebounds on PrizePicks. So we already played this over on Carrington. I'm starting to like. Playing players in multiple places, because if I played it in PrizePicks, I obviously trust it. If I see it on another pick'em site, I'm starting to get more comfortable with playing it again. I used to be under that mindset of, well, if it chalks, I don't want it to fuck up all my slips. But if it's a good play and I like it, there's no reason to not like it on another pick'em site. So starting to switch it up and say like, well, when it hits, I'm going to hit on all sites versus when it chalks or if it chalks, which is a super negative mindset to have. So over on Carrington is in play on Dabble. I like building out 3 picks on Dabble. I did build one out earlier this morning for the cord. Oh shit, I played the under on Stephanie Dolson's points on Dabble. Earlier that was projecting really well. So I got the under on her points, and then we got the under points and rebounds. So both of those correlate. Like it. All right, so Carrington's in play again. Montas under 2.5 earned runs versus the hapless St. Louis Cardinals. I know they were getting it going for a few games. I don't know if that's still going on. Brianna Jones under 13 points. You got Eduardo Rodriguez over 4.5 strikeouts versus the Marlins. Let's check that one out. So should be top game here. I think he should get plenty of run support today. He might be in line for the win if he can keep his earned runs down, not fucking give up 5 earned runs. But he's good for 5, man. 80% of his last 10, he's gotten you 5 strikeouts. 80% of his last 5 and 10. No head-to-head matchup. He is projected for 5 on the dot, which is what you want. The Marlins striking out at a 23% clip versus the left-handers in the league. If you want to take a look at what other lefties have done. So Mania didn't quite get there, but you had Martin Perez, Andrew Abbott, Nick Lodolo, Max Fried. Not exactly a Mount Rushmore of fucking ace pitchers here, right? So you're getting guys just mowing down this lineup, lefty pitchers mowing down this lineup, crushing their 4.5 strikeout prop. Yeah, you do have a handful of guys who didn't get it done. Framber got you 10. Sanchez, I guarantee you I did not play Sanchez on that day. Raggins got you 11. So look, last 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pitchers, 4 out of 5 have gone over. 80% hit rate there. I think this Eduardo Rodriguez looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the dabble board. All right. So we like Rodriguez over his strikeouts versus the Marlins. We already talked about Alyssa Thomas because we like Carrington to go over rebounds. And you can still play Alyssa Thomas, but that is a little negative correlation because every rebound that she gets, Carrington doesn't. Every rebound that Carrington gets, Thomas doesn't. I'm sure there are enough rebounds to go around, but it does, you kind of like making it an uphill battle basically. So you can play both of those if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and skip her because Carrington has the much better line at 4.5. Miranda under 1.5 total bases. Jokinsey Noel over 0.5. Damn, that's a lot of support. Hamburger under 0.5 singles. Let's look at this Jokinsey Noel play because he is on here to go over hits and bases, which is basically the same thing. But it's hard to go over 0.5 bases without a hit, right? So if he gets a hit, he goes over bases. So it's the same thing. You play the one with the best percent chance to hit. Now this is versus Luis Gil. So Jokinsey Noel he's gotten you 2 hits in 3 out of his last 5 games. So he's averaging over a hit per game. And then over his last 10, he's averaging about 1 hit per game. He is projected. So over his last 10, he's averaging 1 hit. And then in his last 5, he's averaging over a hit because he's giving you multiple hits in 3 games. He is projected for a hit and a total base. So he's covered on both ends, you know? Which one is the best line? They're all the same. No history versus Gil, I'm assuming. And those were home games. So let's do this. So those were home games. This is away. Not as great. I had the filter on. Sorry about that. If I got your hopes up on Jokinsey Noel. Let's look at this without any filters. So in his last 10, he's only a 30% hit rate. In his last 5, he's only gone over 1 game. And that looks a lot different than his home shit, right? So clearly this guy bats better when he's at home. But look at this. All right, so in his let's pull up his last 10 games. I think we should give this dude a break because there are 3 games where he just pinched hit. I mean, these games, you're asking a guy to come off it's not like the NFL where you're about to go in and you're just fucking getting reps on the sideline for 10 minutes. These guys just sit in the dugout and it's like, hey man, get in there and hit for your boy. Cool. Let me take a few practice swings and come on, man. So 3 of those should be taken out. So in the other 7 games, Yeah, he's gotten you 3 to 4 at bats, but this average is a little deceiving. And in all 3 of those games where he only got 1 at bat, a pinch hit, he didn't get a hit. So, I mean, it just makes his average look like shit. He's still got good projections and he's still got really good support across all the books. So let's give our boy a break. Let's give our boy a break. So let's look at the 2. You got his hits, and then you have his total base. 1, 2, 3, 7 data points on that one, and then you have 6. I mean, not that big of a difference, but let's go total base. Let's go total base for Jokinzy Noel. All right, that's 2 plays on Dabble. What's up, La Liga? Nick Pivetta over K's, Bailey Ober K's, Bailey Ober over. Austin Gomber over K's. Do you think 4 is too low of a line for him versus Washington? Who, Gomber? What a stupid lame, dude. Gomber. That's a stupid sounding name. He's projected for 4. His last 5 games, he's crushed this in his last 5. In his last 10, obviously, when you pitch in Coors Field, like his last 10 at home, he's a 40% hit rate guy. He's a 20% hit rate guy on the road, 100% on the road. Look, Coors Field is a pitcher's nightmare. So I think it is necessary to look at the splits for Coors Field pitchers. When they're pitching out of Coors Field, the numbers do improve. This game is in Washington, so numbers against the Nationals, he is 1 for 2. So gone over in 1 and over and under in the other one. If this one gets bumped to 4, hey, Harley. My dog is like fixated on something, and I open up the patio door. I don't have a balcony. I have one of these bullshit like 1-foot ledges with a rail around it or whatever. But she'll just like sit out there and like get all squished in between. So I'm trying to make sure she doesn't get stuck. Yeah, he's 1. If this one gets bumped to 4, then he needs 5. So Washington does not strike out a lot. They're under 20% this season versus lefties. They've been very consistent all year long. They've maintained that under 20% range throughout the entire year. So you look at some of these strikeouts, man. I mean, you do have Abrams up there over 20. You have Call. You have Wood, and then Garcia. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't looking at Gomber over 4 strikeouts, but he does pitch much better at home. Let's look at the last group of lefties that have faced this team. So Sanchez didn't go over. Rogers, Harrison, Blake Snell crushed. Man, that's Blake Snell, right? He's on a different level. Montgomery, Abbott, Lodolo went over. Peterson went over. Quintana. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 out of 10 pitchers have 3 out of 10 lefties have gone over this line. So I don't know about that one. Don't let me keep you from playing it, though. I'm just want to show you the numbers and let you make your decision. My promo code. Yay, yay. Right there, Billy Green. That's my promo code. C Chavez. No spaces. Yeah. If you do the month, you get 30% off your first month. You can do the week trial and then sign up for a month. But yeah, give it a shot. Try it out. I don't know if you live in a state that allows books, like you can play the actual books, but I don't. So I can't take full advantage of everything that OddsJam offers because I can't play books. I can't play single plays. I can't play money lines. I can't do any of that shit. There is so much available on OddsJam that I just can't touch. So if you do sign up, you have tons of options in terms of pick'em sites and books, like hundreds of books. So it just depends on where you live. All right, we need one more play. We need one more play. Let's do a quick refresh here. Appreciate y'all being here on the stream. We are on our third slip. We have built out a PrizePicks, although it did bump a few plays, but we'll take the bumps. We built out a 3-pick on underdog, and then we are currently trying to build out a 3-pick on dabble. Let's check out this Eric Fetty Wap over 4.5 strikeouts because that shit got moved up in terms of EV. And who does this guy play for? Cincinnati? St. Louis. Okay. Plays for St. Louis. Okay. That got bumped up in terms of plus EV, but there is a lot of data support on this one. So it's a home game. So let's check out what he's done at home in his last 10. He has crushed this line in 80% of those games, both last 10 and last 5. You have Milwaukee striking out at a 24% clip. They have been worse over the last 15 games. They are a top 10 whiff rate team versus righties. Let's take a look at some of these right-handed pitchers they faced. 5 versus Gavin, 7 versus Flaherty, 3 Bueller, 6 for Stone, 7 for Martinez, 7 for Spires, 3 for Morton. That was a tough game. 6 for Elder. You got 7 for Elder. You got 8 for Holmes. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of strikeouts here. There are a lot of games where they don't strike out a lot either. So the numbers speak louder than, the last 10 games, the overall numbers. BVP versus Fetty. You have Bryce Terang, 1 for 2. You have Contreras, man, 600 batting average against this cat. That bottom of the lineup, if this is who they roll out, I don't know. Lineups change, right? You have Ortiz, Frelick, and Hoskins. Very limited sample size. You only have one player on this team that has seen him more than 10 times. Contreras has seen him 10 times. Hoskins has seen him 35 times. Everybody else is under 5 plate appearances. Well, 6 plate appearances. Fetty's been great at home. On the road, not terrible. I mean, he's averaging 4 of his last 10. He's averaging 3 in his last 5 at on the road. But again, this one's at home. That's beautiful. When he faced this team in 2022, we don't need to go look at that shit, man. That's like people saying like, oh, you used to be this guy in high school, so then you're the same guy, right? Like, bitch, no, man. It's been like 17 years and shit. Things change. So Eric Fetty's in consideration for our third and final play. Mabry under assist. We like her rebounds, but we didn't really talk about her assist. Let's go Fetty. Let's go Fetty. Fetty over 4.5 strikeouts. So our 3 pick is Eduardo Rodriguez over 4.5 pitcher strikeouts. Fetty over 4.5 pitcher strikeouts. Johnkinsey Noel over 0.5 total bases. Oh no, what happened? Something got taken off the board. Son of a bitch. Johnkinsey Noel is scratched. So I guess he's not playing today. Well, damn. Well, hell. Didn't see that happening. I guess it was a better play than I thought. I got WNBA plays. When I read that, I just was reminded of area codes. I got hosed. Hamby rebounds over. That's one we can look at. I've seen her number. I've seen that in a few different places. Howard over field goal attempts. Just hedge bets when you make enough to make sure something hits. Yeah. Yeah. You can always hedge them. All right, let's check this out real quick. Do we want to build a slip on better? What do we put in the chat? Do we want to build out another slip on better, PrizePicks, or underdog? Do we want to go back to underdog and PrizePicks for our last slip, or do we want to go better? Let me know in the chat. So Joey Estes under 2.5 earned runs is another play we can look at. It is grading out really well on Dabble. He has allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's gone over this in 5 games out of his last 10. In his last, wait, what am I looking at? Earned runs. Yeah. Am I looking at the right thing? What the fuck was that? Whoa, wait, what were we looking at? His strikeouts? I don't know what that was. Was this a season? I don't know. I had earned runs selected and okay, I guess I was looking at his season. Last 10 games. He's gone over this line in just 2. He's allowed exactly 2 or less in 80% of those games. So, I mean, that's what you want, right? That's what you want. Again, he's only allowed 1 game to get out of hand. Well, not even out of hand. Just allowed it to go over line of 2.5. So these 4 games, he kept it under. He is projected for 3 earned runs today. However, 3 books disagree and say he's going under this shit. BetMGM, Caesars, and Pinnacle like it under 2.5 earned runs. The matchup with Tampa today is a good one. Because this is a pitcher-friendly ballpark in Oakland. Tampa is striking out at a 24% whiff rate versus righties this season, although they are improved over the last 15 games, but still probably over 20. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right-handed pitchers out of the last 10 right-handed pitchers have exceeded strikeouts. Let's do it. Tampa better not pick today to wake up the bats. We don't need no Joe Boo. We don't need no Joe Boo shit going on today. All right, so here's our 3 pick on Dabble. Eduardo Rodriguez over. Eric Fetty over strikeouts. Both of those over strikeouts. And then Joey Estes under his earned runs at 2.5. I have a feeling that one is going to bump down to 2 at some point, and then you'll have to make a decision to play the potential push. We got it at probably the best line we're going to see, and the matchup is good. The ballpark is good for this matchup in terms of Oakland not being a hitter-friendly ballpark, you know? So you got a lot of things working in favor of Joey Estes. All right, throwing this in the chat, and then we got 3 slips built out. Appreciate y'all being here. I got this nice sun stripe going on. Doesn't matter where I sit, it's gonna be the same. All right, let me just scoot out the way. Underdog. Take a list of Thomas rebounds and assists. All right, so where are we going? Underdog? I only have one person chime in on that one. Let's see what's available on Underdog before we get out of here. Tina Charles over 22.5 points and rebounds. Okay, that's a new one. Robbie Ray over 4 hits allowed. Reynaldo Lopez over 4 strikeouts. Son of a bitch. We played the over 4.5 on PrizePicks, right? Yeah. Oh no, under 4.5. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Played the under on the strikeouts on PrizePicks. That line was bumped down because it was getting heavily favored to go under. People were hammering the under, so then it gets dropped down to 4, and now it becomes a playable play for the over because you have push potential there. Also, in comparison to the other books that have it at 4.5, it looks better, but we got the best line for the under, so we don't have to worry about push potential. We got the under. If he goes out there and strikes out 7 batters, 6 batters, I mean, it didn't matter if it got bumped or not. So hopefully he stays under 4 and we lock that value in. Y'all want to throw a college football player prop into the slip? This one's really not that good. Well, Fliff at 267.5. The best line is on Fliff at 260. I might play this on Fliff. 267.5 going under. That's the highest line. That might be playable on Fliff for sure. You're in Texas, Billy? Yeah. So you have access to all the pick'em sites, but you have access to Fliff and Rebbit. They are not like a traditional sports book, but they're not like a pick'em site either. You can play money lines and, you know, first quarter props and shit like that, like you could on a book. So Fliff and Rebbit are able to, you're able to play those in Texas because you play with like coins or Fliff cash, and then you can convert the cash into dollar, like US dollars, and then make the withdrawal. So it will eventually become real money, but I guess that's how they're able to get away with it not being a sports book. But yeah, you can play on Fliff and Rebbit. What's up, Rosalie? Skylar Diggins, PRA, and Adley Rushman under walks. Ooh. Let's Let's pull up the Alyssa Thomas if she's available on Underdog. So I see Alyssa Thomas rebounds and assists at 16.5 on Underdog. And PrizePicks is doing this again. This is happening every game, every day. We were able to get a slip in earlier today, but I don't know if I'm just leaving the app open for too long or what. But around this time, I get this shit. It just it broke. So this happened yesterday. This happened all last week. I mean, so PrizePicks continues to amaze me with how shitty their product is. And nobody can do anything about it because I don't know why. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get that off my screen because that shit's annoying. But I was going to look up Alyssa Thomas on PrizePicks, but I'll have to do that on my phone. So 16.5 on Underdog. $16.5 on PrizePicks. So it's the same. This one's getting a little juice to the over, 16.5. Currently, it's a 50% chance to hit. Let's pull it up on props.cash. All right, these two games are post-Olympics, so 22 and 14. Against this team, she is 2 of 7. Today, she is projected for 14.6 rebounds and assists. FanDuel has it slightly favored to go over. Skylar Diggins PRA. That's a name that we have not talked about since ever. Would you, Rosalie, over or under Diggins? You got under walks for Rushman. Over under for Diggins. 23.5. Let's look at it on let's check it out on props.cash. It's like 4 players from this game. One. Oh, there's more players. Okay. All right. Pre-post Olympics, she's 4 of 5, but post Olympics, she's 2 for 2. Washington's defense giving up a ton of points. A little stingy with the assists. A little stingy with the rebounds. Also, projected for 24.19 PRA. And in terms of the odds, you got FanDuel, Bet Rivers, Bet Online. I've never heard of it for any other sport but WNBA. It might even just be a WNBA book. I don't know. All 3 of these books like the under on her PRA. Oh, you like the over on her PRA. She's been on fire, man. 4 out of last 5. Let's look up Adley Rushman as well. Under walks. Boy, the Orioles didn't do shit yesterday. Nobody did shit for the Orioles. I was like waiting. Fucking Rushman 0 for 4. Henderson 0 for 4. Santander 1 for 4. You're 1 for 11 with those 3 hitters. Mountcastle goes 2 for 4. You're 3 for 15 with those hitters. Eloy 0 for 3. Our boy Jackson Holiday goes 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Yeah, man. David Peterson, he put it on their ass, man. 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts. That's a 24, 45, 49, 43, 49 fantasy score for his ass. We're going Adley Rushman under walks. So wow, is this on PrizePicks? There's no way that's on PrizePicks. Oh, it is on PrizePicks. That is like crazy. I mean, if for any other stat, like if you had a player that was like 0 for 10 going over hits, runs, and RBIs or total bases, that would be a demon prop at that point. The fact that I guess it's a walk, I mean, you could play the under on this one on PrizePicks. Quintana is walking the shit out of people. That's probably why it hasn't been removed from the board, because this guy does walk a lot of batters. So the upside is better probably with him versus other pitchers. So we can also take a look at BVP. Out of 3 plate appearances, Rushman has 1 walk. That's 1 walk. That's 1 walk. That's 1 walk, I think. Yeah, I mean, not a lot of walks versus Quintana. Versus lefties, not high walk rate at all. Yeah, that one's in play. That's crazy. He's 0 for 10. Hasn't drawn a walk in 10 straight games. Yeah, I may need to do it again. I did it. I installed and reinstalled last week, and it worked for a few days. And then yesterday, it went out again. So I might have to do that again. But I can still use my phone. We got to slip in, so we're able to still get some value on the board over on PrizePicks. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. I don't think we have any. I mean, there are not too many plays left on the board. I mean, I think we got all the good plays. We took all the good plays. Not true, but there's still plays on the board. And all this changes throughout the day. We have Taco Tuesday for what it's worth. And you have an opportunity to middle. So, you know, take the under on the OG line, take the over on the taco, and try to win both. I think that's what I'm going to do today, just depending on the line. 7 rushing attempts for DJ Uungalale. How do you say his name? There's a silent N in there. Uungale. There's no N in there. Uungale. DJ Uungale. Over 7 rushing attempts. Oh, shit. He transferred to Florida State. I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's crazy. How did I know that? Because he transferred from Clemson to Florida State. I forgot now that you don't have to wait 2 years to transfer. You dudes just like go to a different school next semester. Like, all right, I'm going to that school now. College football is going to be legit this season. I can't wait to build slips out on the stream with college football props. That's just going to be fun. Next Saturday, this coming Saturday, we got college football. That's going to be fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it. We built out 3 slips today, Underdog, PrizePicks, and on Dabble. We really didn't fuck with BETR too much today. BETR, we really didn't view too many. We did look at some value for BETR very early in the stream, but we did not go as far to build a slip on BETR. Oh, I thought I was pulling up PrizePicks here for a second, as long as this shit's taken to pull up BETR. Damn. Now, this is definitely my Wi-Fi. This has nothing to do with anything other than my Wi-Fi just being bad. There we go. So there's our boy, Reynaldo Lopez. We got his under on PrizePicks. You want to play the under on his strikeouts on BETR? You can do it for the same line, 4.5. There's our favorite boy, Springer. So, boy. Over single, Bryson Stott. Now, you can't play Stott and Lopez in the same slip because those correlate, but that does make sense if you like the under on Reynaldo Lopez strikeouts. If the Phillies get to him and they get on base with every hit, he can't strike a hitter out and give up a hit at the same time. So it removes the strikeout opportunity from him. You got Simeon over runs. You got Nolan Shanuel over singles, hits for Laureano, Wyatt Langford. Wyatt has been quiet last couple games. There is definitely enough to build out a slip on BETR. I'll do that off stream and put that in the Discord. For sure. I'm definitely going to play this Preston Stone under on Fliff. 267 is the highest line. They have him going under 266, and Fliff is giving you an extra yard. So that by far is the best line. Yeah, there's enough to build out at least a 5-pick here. So I'll do that off stream and put that in the Discord. But that's going to do it for today's stream. Appreciate y'all being here on a Tuesday morning. Don't forget Taco Tuesday for what it's worth. Not as fun as it used to be with the cap on them, but it's still a discounted play. I hope Underdog puts some promos out. I hope BETR put some promos out today. Typically, you see multiple pick'em sites put promos out on the same day to compete with each other. So that's why you see promos on Friday now, because PrizePicks has had the Flex Friday for so long. Now you're having other pick'em sites trying to take you away from PrizePicks and say, hey, come look at us. Come play over here. So take advantage of all those promos. Consider subbing up to the channel. Hit that like button on your way out. Make sure your notification bells are turned on for tomorrow's live stream, 8:50 a.m. Won't be going as long tomorrow. Gotta go to work. Been off these past 2 days, so gotta go to work tomorrow. So can't go over an hour tomorrow, but I'm sure we'll be able to get enough in 60 minutes to make it worth your while. Appreciate y'all being here once again. Hope all your player props respect the damn coin. I hope our slips respect the damn coin. And until tomorrow's player prop talk live stream, Chavez is out.